Divorce later in life among couples that have been married more than 10 years and are in their 60s has become common enough to have a name. It's now called gray divorce.
And it can be complicated from a financial standpoint for both parties. So if you find yourself in that unfortunate situation, you'll probably need specific financial advice. And joining us now, someone who specializes in the economics of divorce. We have Savannah native and graduate of St. Andrews, Sam Hubbard. Welcome, of Coastal Divorce Advisors, LLC. Nice to have you here this morning, although we're both going to go like this, right? Yeah.
We hope we always treat you here.
But first of all, though, you're not a lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer. I don't provide any legal advice.
This is strictly working out the financial aspects of divorce.
Absolutely. So what many people may not realize is that 80 to 85% of a divorce is all about the financials. So we look at the various financial aspects. Could be anything. What is the assets and debts that a couple has accumulated over the course of their marriage? How will those assets and debts be divided? What are the true value of those assets and debts? What is the amount of alimony and child support? And what are the various tax deductions and who will obtain those? And so we analyze those different aspects, and then we provide our analysis and our financial projections to our client's divorce attorney. And then the divorce attorney can go and negotiate the various aspects with the other attorney in order to best get the agreement that they want to have in place that would benefit our client.
Is this a relatively new discipline? I mean, we've heard of divorce lawyers forever, but I have never heard of a divorce financial planner.
It is actually new to Savannah. Coastal Divorce Advisors is the first and only dedicated and qualified divorce financial planning firm here in the Savannah area. It's an industry that started to take off about 8 to 10 years ago across the rest of the country, but until now it didn't exist in Savannah.
So, but I'm guessing since you're the only one here, you can't represent on both sides, right?
That's
so
right.
The first one to get to you is the one
that's right.
that you represent. Yeah, but is this work though that attorneys would have had to have done for the client before, maybe outsourcing it in some way, or?
So attorneys were doing this before. It just kind of makes sense to actually, we are the financial expert on a divorce team, in much the same way a lawyer is the legal expert on a divorce team. So we really just solely focus on the financials, and it kind of makes good sense to have a division of everybody's skill set and what their knowledge base is, so that the client can get the best results that they want.
And that's your background. So you have an expertise that a lawyer would not have.
Right, correct. I have a financial background. So
I'm going to tell people again, we're talking with Sam Hubbard and this Coastal Divorce Advisors. Okay, and this is a company that you started.
Correct.
You grew up here, you graduated from here, and then you went on to, what, New York?
So I went up to New York City and worked for a large financial firm up in New York, and I was up there for 16 years. And I actually had several clients up there that were going through a divorce, and I saw the need of having a financial expert involved. And at the firm I was with, I couldn't provide some of the divorce financial planning that they really required. And so when I came back to Savannah, I launched this firm simultaneously with a wealth management and financial advisory firm that.
And that pull of Savannah just brought you right back.
Everybody always comes back to Savannah.
Well, now that with the choice that people have now of adding this to their divorce, I'm guessing that this, maybe we talked about gray divorce. So for people who are older, have been together longer, more assets, this is probably of more importance maybe to them.
It's important to a lot of different people. It really differs. But for a gray divorce, and maybe we should explain what gray divorce is. It's a term that defines couples that are over the age of 50, have been married for at least 20 years, and are choosing to get divorced. And gray divorce is the one segment of our population that the rates of divorce are increasing in. They've actually doubled in the last 20 years alone.
Wow.
And interestingly, it's women that are pushing gray divorces. They're the driving factor behind it. And there's a few reasons for that. One, women are more financially independent than they've ever been before. Secondly, divorce is more socially acceptable than it ever was. And third is that women have a longer life expectancy. And so when they're in their 50s or 60s and they have another 20 or 25 years of good life left ahead of them, they would rather pursue divorce than remain in an unfulfilling relationship with their husband.
I know you don't want to give away all your advice for free, but what is the thing that you tell people most frequently?
There's so much advice to give, but I definitely would say look at Social Security and how a divorce will impact that.
Oh.
One recommendation or general rule of thumb is that if you've been married for at least 10 years and you're over the age of 62 and have not remarried, then you can collect 50% of your Social Security benefit of the ex-spouse. The ex-spouse doesn't even need to know it. It doesn't impact their benefit in any way. They still collect 100% and you can collect 50%.
There you go. That's some important information there.
Food for thought.
How to handle a divorce, especially later in life, is what we're talking about right now with the Great Divorce. It is Coastal Divorce Advisors, located there on York Street. There's a phone number for you, also a website, and you can get this by going to WTOC.com. We'll have the information for you there. Sam Hubbard is the name. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thanks so much.
Thank you for
Good to
having
see you. Welcome
Thank
back.